Have you ever come to terms with loneliness and the anxiety of having someone around you? Have you ever been afraid of being alone in the world? Follow the story of young Shen, who, through the valuable advice of a wise Zen master, overcomes his fears and lives a life full of joy and contentment. If you like this video and want to support this channel, I invite you to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and share this beautiful story with your friends. And now to our story. Shen, a man with a restless soul, wandered the streets of the picturesque village at the foot of the mountain with a sense of foreignness that seemed inseparable from his very essence. Despite the welcoming atmosphere of the surrounding houses and the smiles of the villagers, a shadow of loneliness constantly enveloped him. It was as if an inner chill haunted him, feeding his deepest fears of remaining isolated and sad forever. Every moment spent alone became an arena of battle with his inner demons, yet between the folds of his heart, a faint light of hope began to shine. It was a reflection of a burning desire to find meaning, direction, something that could break the chains of his loneliness. So it was that Shen decided to embark on a journey to the mountaintop temple, there where Master Akira, a man famous for his wisdom and compassion, resided. This journey would be the turning point in his search for inner peace and connection with the world around him. The path to the temple was a series of ups and downs, but Shen moved forward with determination, his heart beating to the rhythm of his steps. Each step brought him closer to his destiny, but also closer to the source of his inner torments. His worries seemed to grow with each meter gained in elevation, as if the mountain itself was tightening its coils around his spirit. However, as soon as he crossed the threshold of the temple and met Master Akira's compassionate gaze, a strange feeling of calm enveloped him. It was as if the troubled waters of his soul had subsided in the face of the wise elder's reassuring presence. Shen found himself exposing his innermost fears with a sincerity he did not think possible. Yet it was as if Master Akira read his thoughts, understood his torments better than Shen himself could. Master Akira's words resonated in Shen's mind like a soothing melody, a bright guide in the dark night of his soul. He listened attentively as the master spoke to him about the importance of living in the present moment, a concept that had always crossed his mind, but that he had never really understood until that moment. It was as if Akira was opening a window in his mind, showing him a new way of looking at the world. The practice of focusing on the here and now, of letting go of past and future worries, began to take shape in Shen's mind like a newly planted seed in the fertile soil of his consciousness. And as the master spoke about the need to let one's presence be total and authentic during encounters with others, Shen felt a spark of hope awaken in his heart. Kindness, a powerful weapon capable of dissolving the most impenetrable barriers, was the theme of Master Akira's second teaching. Shen listened intently as the master described how even the smallest act of kindness could have a profound impact on the lives of others. It was as if Akira was opening a window in his mind, showing him a new way of looking at the world. Kindness was not just an external action, but an inner attitude, a way of being in the world that could transform the most superficial relationships into lasting connections. And so Shen took the master's words to heart, committing himself to practice kindness not only toward others, but also toward himself, opening the doors of his soul to the hidden beauty of the world around him. Master Akira's third teaching, focusing on the practice of gratitude, led Shen to reflect on the many blessings that dotted his daily life. With the loving guidance of the master, Shen began to pay more attention to the seemingly insignificant details of his existence: the warmth of the sun on his face in the morning, the scent of the rain that bathed the earth, the reassuring sound of a friend's laughter each day. Shen would strive to identify at least 3 reasons to be grateful. And as his gaze widened to embrace the hidden wonders of the world, his perspective on life was transformed. Gratitude became for him like a light that penetrated the darkness of loneliness, illuminating the path of his existence with a renewed brightness. Shen thus learned that gratitude was not just a passing feeling, but a daily practice that nurtured his capacity to love and be loved. Authenticity, the Master's fourth teaching, proved to be a profound revelation for Shen. For a long time, Shen had lived with the fear of being judged by others, masking his true nature behind a series of roles and masks he wore to fit others' expectations. But with Master Akira's wise words echoing in his mind, Shen realized the importance of being true to himself, of showing his true self to the world without fear or shame. This new attitude enabled him to attract authentic people into his life, individuals who loved and accepted him for who he truly was, creating genuine and deep bonds based on trust and mutual understanding. Shen learned that only by embracing his authenticity could he hope to find genuine connection and happiness in the labyrinth of life. Patience, Master Akira's fifth teaching, proved to be an essential virtue in Shen's journey toward a life richer in authentic relationships. Before meeting the Master, Shen was impatient and eager to see immediate results in his efforts to overcome loneliness. However, Akira taught him that meaningful relationships take time and dedication to fully blossom, like the petals of a flower slowly unfolding in the warmth of the sun. Shen thus learned to cultivate patience like a patient gardener who knew that every seed has its own time to sprout and grow. With this new awareness, Shen adopted a more tolerant and compassionate approach toward himself and others, allowing relationships to develop naturally in their own rhythm. Accepting change, Master Akira's sixth teaching, proved to be a deeply liberating lesson for Shen. Before his meeting with the Master, Shen tended to cling to the past with palpable anxiety, resisting with all his might the natural flow of life. But the Master's words invited him to look at change not as a threat, but as an opportunity for growth and transformation. Shen learned that every challenge, every transition in life, carried with it the promise of a new beginning, if only it was met with openness and faith. And so, Shen gradually adapted to fluctuate with the changing currents of life, knowing that only those who are willing to let go of the past can fully embrace the present and face the future with courage and serenity. Compassion, Master Akira's ultimate teaching, was the final key that unlocked Shen's heart, bringing lasting harmony to his life. Over time, Shen learned to look at others with compassionate eyes, recognizing and respecting the common humanity that bound them all together. Compassion became the very fabric of his daily interactions, a force that drove him to act with kindness and understanding toward anyone he encountered on his path. And so, as Shen embraced the practice of compassion toward others, he also discovered the deep healing that took place in his heart when he allowed himself to be compassionate toward himself. It was as if the wounds of his loneliness were soothed by the gentle caress of compassionate love, paving the way for a new era of inner peace and authentic connection. Returning to his village with a heart filled with wisdom and compassion, Shen fully immersed himself in the practice of Master Akira's teachings. The streets that once seemed deserted and empty were now filled with life and meaning, Shen's every step resonating with an inner serenity that radiated out to the world around him. Kindness, gratitude, patience, authenticity, and compassion became the foundations on which Shen built his new existence, transforming his loneliness into a source of joy and connection with others. And as the seasons changed and time passed, Shen remained steadfast in his commitment to live according to Master Akira's teachings, knowing that only through constant and diligent practice could he hope to keep the flame of his newly reborn life alive. In time, Shen became a respected and beloved figure in the village, renowned for wisdom, kindness, and an open heart. His relationships became the most precious treasure, surpassing all material wealth. Thus he lived immersed in love, friendship, and meaning, knowing that his journey to inner peace and connection with others was a profound transformation